Hi everybody, Alex Employer from Expert Forex, and in today's video we're going to look at how you can squeeze the very best out of your trading rope. Now the approach you're going to see is a relatively easy one, and you can apply it to any robot. So both the timestamps and any links mentioned in the video will be available in the description of the video and also in the first comment of the video. Okay, so today we're going to be taking the Make Money EA as an example to show you the strategy that you can use to squeeze the best out of your EAs. The Make Money EA has been around for about 5 to 6 years. The EA is being used 85,000 times a week by traders who have purchased this particular EA. So it is very actively being traded. It is also the EA that has the highest potential of earning above average result. Now Expert Forex supplies Optimise settings for most of its robots, and on your screen you can see the settings that are supplied when you purchase the Make Money EA, and they are mainly based on the 4-hour and 1-hour time frames. And as you can see, the returns that you can see here are 51,000, 44,000, and so on. So those are the optimized results that we have created over the last 12 months. And that gives you the potential of a particular EA. Now, I must stress, optimized results are only the settings that work best over the last 12 months. So they're not recommended settings, but they are additional information that we supply with our trading robot. Now, one thing you must notice that we're talking here about 51,000 over a year, and I'm going to be showing you how to make 51,000 in one day. That 51,000, the position sizing used in these tests equates more or less to pips. So you're looking at 51,000 pips being generated over here. We will see some days where more than that is being generated by the Make Money EA. Now, another reason why I've chosen the Make Money EA is that we regularly run trading competitions for our EAs. We've just had the Grid Trend Multiplier a month ago that brought out some amazing results and also some new strategies for that particular EA. We've now moved on to the Make Money EA, and we have a competition running, and that is why I'm making this video. I'm trying to give you some ideas on how you can compete in this particular competition to generate above average results. Again, the link to this competition will be in the description as well as in the commentary of the video. Okay, so let's get into the strategy that I'm going to show you in this video. Firstly, what I'm going to do is optimize a robot based on a 1 minute or 5 minute time frame, 1 day at a time. Now, a lot of people, what they do is they try and optimize their EAs for a year or so. I'm actually going to do it for 1 day at a time. And you might think, why do something like that? Basically, when you're scalping, that's the approach that you take. You trade 1 day at a time. So that's why I'm doing the optimization that way. It's quite a unique approach, so let's see what results come from that. After 1 month of analysis, what I then do is I take all the information that I've gathered from this optimization. I'm going to show you how to organize that information, and I'm going to try and find the sweet spot for the settings that have produced the best results. And here's another little secret. Once you've got those settings, you then test them using 10% of the position sizing that you used in your tests. The reason for that is that it places less stress on margin management, and also it allows the EA to trade to its full potential. And that is the basic strategy. Now, after I've shown you this, you will see that competing in the Make Money competition might give you a few more ideas that you can use, as well as for live trading in the future. Now on your screen you can see the chart of the USD CAD. It's the 4-hour chart, and why I've got this on is I want to explain how the Make Money works. It's quite a special EA, but basically it has 3 indicators: 2 moving averages and the ADX. For the EA to enter trades, the moving averages have to be pointing in the same direction. So there's obviously an upward trend and they're pointing in the same direction. There's a downward trend and they're pointing in the same direction. So that's basically one of the requirements to enter a deal. The other requirement is the ADX. Now the ADX is an indicator that measures trends, because you only want to really trade when the market's trending quite strongly. So for instance, here's a sideways market and the ADX is below the trending level. Now this you can set yourself. If you want to be aggressive, the level's lower. If you want to be more conservative, the level's higher. But as you can see, the ADX has kept the EA from trading, so the EA won't trade when the market's going sideways. We often get clients that buy them, make money, and they say, oh, I've been running it for a week and it hasn't traded. Well, it's protecting you from sideways markets. That's how it works. But then when it finds a trend like there, you can see it goes over that level and it says, now is a good time to start trading. And then you can trade that upward trend. And the same thing down there, you can trade that downward trend. And then it starts going into a sideways market and it tells you stop trading. And then it starts trending again and it tells you to trade. So it's quite a unique EA. And this is the one that we're looking at. Now, as I said, we're looking at a 4-hour chart, but let's move to a 1-minute chart. And you can see the same principles applying. It keeps us out of sideways markets and puts us into nice trending markets when they happen. And there's a soft upward trend there. So what I'm basically saying, you can trade the 4-hour or you could trade the 1 minute. There is no basic difference. Where the difference comes in is this chart is 1 day and this chart is almost 2 months. So it accelerates the amount of trading that you'll do if you're using a 1-minute chart. The other thing about the Make Money EA, it has a multiplier built into it. So in other words, you could possibly enter a trade there and just trade it up and exit over there. What the multiplier does, it says, okay, I found a trend. It will enter trades on every single candle that is involved in this trend. So by the time you've gone right to the end of the trend, you might have already entered 20 trades in the direction of the trend and closed quite a few of them at the same time. So that is the multiplier effect. Rather than only entering one deal and then closing one deal, you add to your position in a confirmed trend. That's one of the strengths of the Make Money EA. And why it can produce these magnificent results. It adds to winning trades, and that's one of the key things you need to do when to succeed at any type of trading. Now later on in the video I'll let you know how you can purchase the Make Money EA, but let's get straight into the optimization. Okay, so here we are in the optimization phase, and I have loaded the strategy tester. You do that by going to view and then strategy tester, and there is the strategy tester. It has the Make Money EA in it. It has the pound USD that I'm going to be using, and at the moment I'm going to be using open prices to do my optimizations. And what we're going to do is we're going to start with this, the 2nd of July, which ends on the 3rd of July, and that is last Friday. And I'm going to do, and as I mentioned in the strategy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 day optimizations. The spread is going to be a 1 pip spread and a 1 minute period, time period. And we're setting it for 1 minute. So the EA will run on the 1 minute time frame. I'm going to be using special tick data that I've imported. There will be a link to the special tick data that I'm using. And let's go and have a look at the settings. Now, key to creating meaningful optimization settings is using a template where you are testing your major input in specific ranges. Now, if the ranges that you're testing your settings on are too wide, you're going to have less reliable settings. So I am, in this particular case, looking at very narrow testing ranges. I'm also trading the 1 minute, so I want extremely sensitive settings that I want to test. So let's have a look at what I'm going to be doing. So when a setting is ticked like that, that is means that it will be optimized when I click on the optimization process. So I'm going to be testing the first MA from 6 to 9. So it's a very narrow range, and I'm specifically testing that because I want sensitive results. The second MA, also very narrow, from 4 to 8, very small range, and you can see what we're going to come up with are very quick moving averages. So in other words, they're going to be pointing up and down very quickly. They'll change very fast. Then the ADX period is from 4 to 5. Again, I want fast ADX reading, so I'm looking at very quick periods like 4 and 5. That is the ADX level which trades have to be above before they will be activated. I'm setting it for 10 to 15 because I want the trades to actually activate as quickly as possible. So those are the tests that I'm doing on the basic indicators. Then if we go down here, I'm testing the maximum lots, and this is more an informational thing than anything else. You can basically just set the maximum lots for a really big number like 300 or something like that, but this is a refinement setting. I'm going from 30 with jumps of 10 right up to 200, so that's the maximum lot setting that I'm going to be testing. And then the critical ones are going to be the stop loss and the take profit, and I'm running from 10 a stop loss of 10 with jumps of 5 right up to 40. Take profit starting at 10 with jumps of 5 up to 45. So I'm looking for small stops and targets because we're using the 1 minute time frame. Then the next important area is what time of day will we be testing. So I'm basically setting up here to start in the UK market and to end in the US market. That's basically the setting. So I'm running them from 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock and from 12 o'clock to 1600 hours. So that's what I'm going to be testing. And what we do before we start, so I've set that up and I've ticked the relevant blocks. And now that we have the template finalized, we are now going to do an optimization run. And I'm going to do it on the 2nd of July. And I'm going to use open prices for now. And we'll check the accuracy of open prices compared to every tick later on. So we're going to run this optimization. I click on optimization and it starts. So it tells me it's going to take about 4 minutes to complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video and we'll come back to the results when they occur. Okay, so here are the final results, and what I'm going to do with the best result, you can see the results are pretty constant in spite of some changes in the settings, so they must be quite robust. So I'm just going to take the first result. Now there are two things I'm going to do with the first result. Firstly, I'm going to copy that result by right-clicking and clicking on copy, and I'm going to actually copy those results into an Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to just go there and paste the results. So there are the results, 11,400. And I'll come back to why I copied that into the Excel spreadsheet. Then the next thing to do is you copy those results and you click on set as input parameters. So you click on do it, it'll actually take the settings, those best settings into the value column of the testing template. If we run them using the open price method, we get to 1,400. Now, if we run them using the every tick method, let's see what difference we get between the two tests. Now, as you can see, this is a high quality test, and the results are more or less the same, or actually exactly the same. And the reason why they are the same is that the make money EA makes its decisions on the close of a candle. So whether using tick data or the close of a candle, the results should represent each other. So that's a proof that if we use the open prices method, it is a reliable method to use. Okay, so now we're back to the Excel spreadsheet where I pasted the results of the 2nd of July, and the results actually show the settings that were the best settings to use in that particular case. And now I'm going to show you why I did this, because I did a whole lot more work on this, and I'm going to show you that right now. So there's the 2nd of July results. There they are. As you can see, there's the 11,400, and if we go to the sheet, there it is, there's 11,400. So what I've done is, what I've just shown you, I've actually done for every day going back for just over a month. So I've optimized every single day. I've also created some sub-optimizations for the weeks, and there you see the week, the weeks have been optimized. And then I have done the total period, and that has also been optimized. Now, there are huge lessons that come out of this exercise that I've just done, and I'll systematically work through them, and hopefully you'll get an idea about optimizations and how EAs work and how settings work and that type of thing. So let's have a look at the results. Just looking down at these results, you can see there are results of $25,000 in one day. And there are also results that are pretty low, which are $6,000 in one day. And these are profits. So this is the profit that was made. It's not the account balance, it's the actual profit that was made. And we've got all this other information, the trades that were made, the drawdowns, the drawdown percentage, and then I've got a return on drawdown, which is another one that I like adding, and that's why I like using Excel. And then you can actually see the settings that have generated these results. And when you start looking at these settings, you start seeing commonalities, and that's why I didn't test a very wide range. So you can see there that the 5 and 6 setting is a pretty good one. The 4s have most probably generated a mixture of the best and the worst there. The trigger levels are also nicely controlled between 10 and 15. So immediately, if you were to use universal settings, you'd be going for maybe an ADX period of 4 and maybe an ADX period of 10 or 15. You know, those are the kind of things that you look at. We're now looking for trends that show themselves. And if you, again, would go down with your eye down this list, and you can see most probably the 8s have done pretty well. The 8s or 7s as an average most probably done pretty well. And if you go down this list here, then you can see that it's a slightly lower number. Most probably 6 is most probably the common number here. So you can start getting a feel of what kind of possible settings you can use on a universal basis. And also you can start looking at the size of the stops and the targets. Again, if you look at the big producers, they use bigger profits, take profits than stop losses. So their stop losses are small, their take profits are big. So that's a good tendency that comes out here, 45-25. Here's one that's actually gone the other way, but it didn't produce much income. So again, here's one that's more than double the stop loss. So really, you start getting good trends. Now, there's another trend that I'm going to show you, which is quite worrisome, is that if you optimize each day on its own, and you optimize the week, so in other words, all those days, those 5 days optimized at the same time, you don't get a really great number. So here's 12,000 in one day. It was 14,000 in one day. It was 20,000, and so on. So immediately you must realize that the longer the period of optimization, the more general the settings become, but the income does drop. So again, here's the weekly optimization. You can see how much lower it is than any one of those days over there. So it's quite scary. That one again, very, very low compared to so many of those days. There's a really low day, and so on. Sometimes they are reasonably high, 34,000 there. But still, it's a lot less than the individual days. And then the big shocker here is if you do this on the total period, which is from the 2nd of July to the 1st of June, you get only 11,000. Now that's almost below the average, the daily average. So you start getting a feel of the sensitivity of settings. These daily settings might produce better results than the weekly settings and monthly settings. So it's a bit confusing at this stage, but those are the kind of conclusions that you come to. And certainly for scalping, you must probably want to rather use a daily approach. Now, the other thing I must stress is that when you do the 5-day optimization, what happens is all the trades stay open. And it trades continuously for 5 days. Now, when you do the daily optimization, what happens is it trades for that day, and at the end of the day, all the deals are closed. Whereas on the weekly one, the deals are only closed at the end of the week. And for the monthly one, which I've done, the deals are only closed at the monthly back. So it's also showing us that it's inefficient to keep deals from one day open to the next. And quite honestly, if you're scalping, you only do want to trade one day at a time. But it highlights that inefficiency of keeping trades from one day to the next. Certainly that comes out of this for me. Now, this sheet will be available in the competition section of the premium member forum. It's the paid forum, and people can go and download this spreadsheet to have a closer look at it and analyze it and come up with whatever conclusions they want to come up with. But I certainly can come up with a more generalized daily setting for my scalping from this information. Now, another scary part that I need to show you is we then did the same exercise for we took two of the days, the worst day and the best day, and we ran them past a number of brokers. And here are the results of that. So we've used XM is the one that we've used for our analysis, and there's the best, the worst, and there's the best. Then we went to IG, who had a leverage of 200 to 1, and we got more than double the results, almost 3 times the results from IG. So all that changed, we used the identical template, we used the identical data. It's the same data, it's that tick data that I highlighted earlier. So we used the tick data, and so it's not broker data, it's the actual purchased testing data that we use, identical. So what causes these differences? Now, what causes these differences are often things about how the brokers set up their currencies. Some currencies have a margin call at 50% drawdown or 30% drawdown, that type of thing. So how a broker sets up their particular currencies can really impact the results that you get from your particular broker. So that's one of the things that impacts these results. But if we go further, yes, InstaTrader, same leverage as IG, 200 to 1, 200 to 1. Look at the appalling results that InstaTrader has come up with. We're not 100% sure why these results are so bad, but they are really bad compared to IG, who's generating 61,000. And XM, that's 25,000. Then we went to AvaTrade, and we used leverage of 400 to 1, and they also came up with quite nice results, but not as close, not as good as IG at and considering that their leverage is almost double that of IG, but also acceptable results from Ava. Now the big lesson here is a lot of our clients take our set files, plug them into their broker, and then complain that they're not getting the results. Now, you won't get the same results. Even if you now went and retested XM, you might find different results because the data that you're using is slightly different to the data that we're using. So set files are just there to give you a guide as to what kind of settings you need to use, and you cannot just use them blindly on your own broker, and as illustrated here, it's very dangerous. Now the objective here was to give you some ideas on how to find reasonable settings to scalp with on a daily basis. Also that you should research and experiment with different broker accounts because you will get different results from different broker accounts. And hopefully I have given competitors to the Make Money EA competition some new ideas on how to find really dynamic settings for their future trading. I think the competition still runs for about 5 to 6 weeks, so that's not too late to climb in and try and catch the winners so far. Now, if you don't already own a copy of the Make Money EA, and when you purchase the EA, it comes with a license that allows you to use it on 2 computers as often as you like. You can open as many accounts, as many platforms, and trade it as often as you like, as long as you don't use it on more than 2 computers. You can transfer from computer to computer, very open license, and it allows you to use VPSs and laptops and desktops and all that type of thing. But if you want to purchase the Make Money, here it is at $275 if you buy it outright as a first-time client. There's also the 3 bundle EA that includes the Make Money, the GTM, and the Dream Machine, and that's for only a few dollars more. You can actually get the 3 EA bundle. You can also get the EA free by having a look at our broker offers. I'll quickly just show you the broker offers. So here are the broker offers. For most of them, for $1,000 trading account, you will get a free EA. And then there are variations on that. For instance, on a $4,000 account, you get all of our EAs, plus you get free memberships to our clubs and things like that. So have a look at this one. The link to this page will be in the description as well as in the commentary of the video. It also can be accessed by clicking on that banner. So that's the third way that you can get hold of the Make Money EA. Then the fourth way is it's included in a much bigger bundle, which includes all our major EAs, and they are sold as a bundle for 75% off. So there's quite a lot there. I think there's about 10 or 12 EAs that are included in that bundle and included in the bonuses that go with that bundle. And then the other way of getting it is by joining our premium member club, and the club members actually get the lowest price on any of our trading robots. Now, I hope you found this video interesting and educational, and hopefully you've seen something that you may not have realized before. If you do have any questions, please raise them in the commentary of this video or in the actual forums that discuss the Make Money EA and the competition that is running at the moment. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.